Alright, Rugged Maniac, Pennsylvania. Finished second overall. I think the time was like 24:11, I think is what they announced it. And they had me down as. Doesn't matter. Really just goes by placement. Took second. Last couple years I took third, so I improved a little bit. One of my favorite races of the year, just because of the fun environment of Rugged Maniac. I know people knock it because it's not a Spartan, but you know what? I enjoy Rugged Maniac more than Spartans just because I find it more fun, and the whole atmosphere is completely a lot better and different. Even though might not be as hardcore, or the competition might not be as great, but I just find it one of the best OCRs around to have some fun and compete a little bit. Did 3 laps today, the elite wave. Then I went out, ran with my buddy Mr. Morris for a second lap before awards. And then I went out with my buddy John, and we GoPro'd most of the course, I think, except for like the last 5-10 minutes where my GoPro shut off. I think it got too hot because it was pretty hot, above 80 when we quit for the day. But let's see here. I don't know, I enjoyed it. The hotel last night was kind of a little bit of a little slummage. There was a bunch of different hairs everywhere in the hotel. Different strands, different sizes, different curliness factor all through the bathroom and even on the bed. Yeah. I took some pictures of it to show people, but anyway. Got there this morning, probably about a quarter after, 20 after 8. Got registered real quick. Got my Rugged X stuff. Got another pre-race poop. Better one than I did at the hotel before getting ready. I was kind of nervous this year because I didn't know what the competition was going to be like. So wanted to repeat at least top 3. So going in, I was a little bit of a nervous wreck. A little bit of anxiety was going on. More so than like a normal road or trail race. Just because I know it's a short, you know, it's like a 5K course. But there's zero room for error. So any little mistake, you're pretty much screwed to be in the top 3. It's pretty tight, usually in the, you know, top 6 to 10 places. So that room for error is very marginal. I knew that. I planned for that going in. Somehow I managed to pull it off. I think just because I got faster this year, it really helped me. So, you know, warming up, whatnot, did a little quick reconnaissance out near the finish area, how they taped it off this year, just a peace of mind, and how they were going to do it, so I knew how to run it going out and coming back. It was hot even at the 9 o'clock start. I did find a couple little shade spots, got some grass, still had some dew on it still. Got my face a little moist and my head, just to try to keep myself a little bit cool before the race started. Tried to settle my body down a little bit at the start. Sat down for a couple minutes, talked to some people before we actually started. So as we started, I tried to take the inside corner real quick to get out in front of everybody. So I pretty much redlined right away, from 0 to redline instantaneously, which 2 minutes later I basically paid for. That sucked. But I got out in front real quick, got to the stairs real quick, got in the lead, probably led for the first mile. well, a little over a mile. I think it was until Brazen. The obstacle Brazen is when I finally got past. Yeah, did the stairs, did the over, under, through. Now I had a good couple second lead. I went maybe, I don't even think 5, maybe we'll call it 3 second lead. Did the first like wall, pole position. I think I even grabbed water real quick after pole position when we cut through the little trail area before. I can't remember if pole position. Either way, whatever. But the first mile point 2 is pretty like a runner's course, so I used that to my advantage since the obstacles were a little bit easier in the beginning. Looking at the course map, I knew that and I planned for that. That was my strategy. Since I wanted to go top 3, I had to plan ahead and look at the course map and not just let things unfold in front of me. I actually made a pretty strategic plan. I don't want to reveal everything so that way people next year know what to do against me, but I'll let some of the stuff go. Whatever, we got that long stretch of running, then we hit the sled pull, and then we looped around a little bit to the Brazen, which is like the monkey, not monkey bars, but like metal pipes. It's like a elongated pipe, like 4 parallel pipes, and then another elongated pipe. That's where I got past that because I hesitated too much on Brazen, trying not to fall in or fail the obstacle. I wanted to make sure of myself, even though there's no penalties and you can just keep going if you fail it. I just wanted to try to like complete it 100% the way it's supposed to be. I know I got to the other end. I took a couple seconds there, and that's when like second at the time caught up to me. And by the time I got done with it, he took over the lead. He was the eventual winner. But I got it crossed at the parallel bars, got to the last elongated bar. I tried to grab it and swing down it, but I couldn't do it, so I like swung myself forward, landed on the other side, and then I just fell backwards. Got out real quick, went off the rails, crushed that real quick. First was finishing off the rails as I was just hitting it, coming across. So I had a couple of seconds there on me. I'm trying to think what's after that. So then, yeah, there was a couple mud pits, but by the time we got to the 4th obstacle, we'll say a half mile into the race, my legs were just on fire. They felt so heavy and dead. I really didn't think I was going to be able to do anything. I really thought I was just going to fade because my heart rate was so high, and I was redlining way too early. I was running way too fast, just trying to get a lead real quick and ahead of the obstacles so I could have fresh obstacles as well. But like I said, my legs just felt dead and like weights. So I was trying to slow my heart rate down, my breathing, and I probably ended up pulling back a little bit because there was no way I could keep redlining. So that probably did cost me some time. I probably should have started slower, warmed up a little bit more, and then pushed. But I did it reversed. So from, after off the rails, I'm trying to think what was next. I think it was their new balance beam thing. Got across that. Shit. I think it was rinse and repeat, maybe. I did lose a second there because I took my time a little bit more. Because last year I dove in head first, ended up swallowing water, so I wanted to make sure I didn't do that this year. So I did hesitate there a little bit, just to be on the safe side. And then there was that claustrophobia, and that was just a mess, filthy mess in that. But luckily all the main grip obstacles were done. Well, Brazen's really the only real preferred obstacle, like for grip strength. So since that was behind me, I really didn't care that my hands were too dirty. Shit, I wish I had the course map on me. I'm just going by memory. Yeah. Then I think we came to the Alcatraz thing. It's more like a half a wall climb with like chain link fence on this upper half. So you have to crawl, not crawl, but climb over that. It can be a little tricky if you have like road shoes on. Helps with like trail or OCR shoes, because you can actually put your like a cleat or get some grip inside the chain link that, you know, still catapult you over. Yeah, pole position was somewhere before Brazen as well. I'm trying to think what else stands out in my mind. The cargo net slowed me down a little bit. Just trying to keep my footing and not have my foot slip or slip down. And he just went through the spider webs underneath the cargo net. But if you took the middle, it was pretty wide open. You could pretty much run through it, except for like the last foot. They had a couple more that you just had to like lift up real quick. Trying to think. I know I'm missing some stuff. I know. Oh. Yeah, there was a couple more. I think it was, yeah, before the cargo, there's a couple more like muddy obstacles. There was like a barbed wire crawl and caged in that you had to do, so you got a little bit more muddy and a little bit more wet there, and some like rolling mud. I almost forgot about those. I think those were before the vertical. If not, they're right after vertical. Either way, they were in that area. Of course, those weren't hard. They were just, you know, things to slow you down from just running. Didn't really have any trouble with that, but just trying to keep my hands clean, which wasn't happening. Then we had that one obstacle where you jump up. I know, in the pyrotechnic first, which was like 3 different fire jumps, I just tried to hold my breath right before I took the jump over it, so I didn't get like a bunch of smoke in my lungs. So as I jumped over, like I sort of let out the air, like pushing it, so whatever smoke was near my like a next inhale was pushed away. I don't want to get sick, because sometimes if I breathe in that smoke, I just get sick instantly. Then it was the next, like the one inflatable thing where you like hop 3 times and then jump to the wall. I pretty much just stepped through that real quick, got over it. Then it was more or less like a sprint for maybe 3/10 to 5/10 in that range. So I tried to turn it on a little bit. I still didn't have too much juice. I wasn't catching first at that time. He got too much of a lead for me dicking around and being too cautious. But only had maybe 5 seconds from third at the time. But there was still a lot of positioning changes going on behind me. But since I was in the running section, I figured try my best to put it down a little bit with what I had left, which wasn't much. Came in through Twin Peaks first, which is another like inflatable. It's just you got to step up a little bit and then climb over and slide down. Then there was that hang loose, which I didn't have much problem with. It's just vertical. It's a vertical cargo net, so you can pretty much reach and then swing your feet a couple notches over, reach, swing your feet over a couple more notches to get it done real quick. And then became the one thing that I was really worried about was the last obstacle. And I still had, like I said, I had maybe 5 seconds at the time, give or take. I wouldn't say it was 10, maybe 5 to 7 seconds of a lead. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But like third and fourth actually switched positions behind me. My buddy, Mr. Morris, actually passed up third in the run section because he's a great runner. But it's like the warped wall, the little cargo net climb down to the slide into the finish line. And I knew I had like one shot at the warped wall coming in. So I sprinted a little bit between hang loose and the warped wall area. Because he might have had like a 10th or something like that. We'll say it's a 10th. It took a couple seconds when I got to the warp wall to get my run on, just to gather myself, you know, for a sprint of it. Well, I did everything you should have done. You know, you got your sprint, your momentum going. I had a nice, you know, long, well, whatever, like maybe 10 yards to get going pretty good for my momentum. Well, here, I was on the left-hand side of the warped wall, and I picked the wrong side first because I got halfway up and it was wet. Like that side was wet, and my footing just went whoop. Like there was nothing you could do. It didn't matter who you were at the time when I went up it. It was just so slick from the moisture. My foot just like gave out from underneath me, and instantaneously I was like, shit, there goes my race, there goes top three. You know, because I just thought third and fourth were coming in. Somehow I backed up real quick, went to the right hand side, and I was like, well, it's now or never. Attempted it again and got right up it. Well, I didn't get right up it, but I got my hand over the top. Took me a second, get a little like switch from my leg momentum to my arm momentum to like lift myself over. And I knew once I was, you know, had the grip over top, I had second locked up. Because I mean, I wasn't going to give up at that point, like at any time. It was time to turn it right back on, if need be. And as I crested the top, my full body crested the top, I heard the people behind me like slap into the wall. I can't remember if third felt it the first time or not. He might have, the way I heard it slap. Either way, climbed up the cargo. Took a second, and then went down the slide, which took my breath away at the end, hit the waters, because I went down it pretty fast, and then jetted out, crossed the finish line, and then I almost puked again, like I did last year. After I crossed, it took me a few seconds to regain myself before grabbing my medal and whatnot, and giving my name. But the warp wall almost cost me again this year. It cost me a couple years ago, but a couple people passed me when I filled it. Like I said, it took me 2 times this year, and it's just because there was just nothing I could do in that first time before the sun hit it to dry it up. It was just wet and slick. Because I'm not like 6'6", so there was no way I was reaching it without taking another step or two. And when it just made my feet go out from underneath me, I had to switch up tactics. Luckily, the right-hand side was dry. If it wasn't dry, I probably would have been really screwed, because some of the taller competitors behind me would have got it, and I wouldn't have been able to do it. So I did luck out a little bit, because their warp wall is pretty slick compared to some other ones. But I got it done. Wasn't easy. Should have been a lot easier, but I had fun today. Glad I got second. Glad I went back. I'm gonna go back again next year to at least a rugged, because I got another free entry for being top 3. Maybe I'll change venues next year for something different. But I really like that one, but it's a 4-hour drive. But again, there's really none closer. People were real nice. Then like the second lap when we went out, and the third, it was just fun. Getting out and seeing people, you know, like just the crowd, like being around a different crowd, like I don't want to say a non-competitive crowd, but just being around people that are actually out there getting out of their comfort zone, pushing themselves, trying something new, out there just having fun, getting dirty, getting wet, you know, just enjoying the day, just enjoying OCR. It just, like, that's the bread and butter of OCR. And I know a lot of times, like, at Spartan races, and we'll even say it's some savage early on in the first few heats, like age group and stuff, like, people forget that. That's what OCR is about. It's about getting out, pushing your limits, having fun, trying something new, and actually enjoying exercising and the day itself. So I really enjoyed that today. You know, seeing people out there, you know, helping a few, just talking to a couple people, just seeing like smiling faces, you know, people getting along, having a good time. I did really enjoy that a lot. I can't really, I could probably go on for like 15-20 minutes about how much I enjoyed that today, just that aspect of it. But it just definitely brings back, you know, a full spectrum of OCR. So I did enjoy that. Trying to think what else. I don't know. We'll see how the GoPro turns out. Like I said, as I tried to GoPro the whole course, but I think I missed like the last 10 minutes of it, because when I got done finishing, I think the video only was like 54 minutes, and I think it took us like an hour just because we were playing around at some of the long lines and some of the obstacles. So I might have missed the last 10 minutes, but whatever. At least I tried. I think the camera also just got too hot from like the rubber cover I had on it, trying to protect it from like the water and mud. Don't want to ruin my GoPro. But yeah, overall it was a good day. My buddy John, who came with me, I could, you know, glad he decided to come. I was trying to convince him to come. He had fun. Again, a lot of the other people I saw out there today had fun, which is what Rugged Maniac's about. I think it's one of those OCRs that, you know, people go to have fun, like they did back in like Warrior Dash days. We sort of miss that now, because Rugged Maniac's really one of the few last ones that still encompass that aspect. But if you get a chance, do it rugged. The volunteers are always good people. The people who actually put it on, like the race director and the people, like the staff of Rugged Maniac, they're always really nice, helpful, and top notch as well. The festival area is always fun. It's a fun atmosphere. They have like a pull-up contest, a beer stein holding contest, a hula hoop, different things like that. They just try to get, you know, the crowd into it a little bit. They play some good music. They actually have a DJ, you know, for people to enjoy all day long. So stuff like that. I got a few nicks, some bruises already coming on. I know the second and third lap, when the mud and stuff was getting in them, and I was like, oh, this stings. Oh, this is going to be bad. It definitely was. It is now. I know it's going to be sucky to sleep tonight when I roll around. Every time I touch them now, they hurt. Got a nice sunburnt too. Was wearing my headband, so now I got a nice headband tan. So it's right on top and down below, but now you got that little streak the whole way around. So that's going to be fun as well. But it's a good venue. It's like off a racetrack, Maple Grove Raceway, so it's like a drag strip. I don't know why before I thought it was like an actual like circle track, but it's actually like a drag strip. It's a pretty clean facility, pretty clean area, nice area as well. I think that's about it. Had to stop, went home, get some food. Took the turnpike, which is going to cost us an arm and a leg, but it saved us an hour. I am beat. Had to let John drive for like an hour because I'm just starting to fade. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, check out the video when I get it up in a few days. And I don't know. I'm just proud I went. Proud how me and my buddy Mr. Morris finished today. Top 3 bringing home for 2 of the top 3 spots bringing home for Still City. And yeah. Alright, I'm done. I need to go take a nap. But I don't know, I enjoyed it. I had a good day today, and I enjoyed the obstacles just because it plays more into my wheelhouse, and I think they actually care about the whole crowd that shows up and not just a select few or select demographic within the crowd. So that's another reason why I like the whole Rugged Maniac. I don't know if persona is the right word or whatever, but whatever they're all about, that's why I like them and support them, and looking forward to another one.